welcome to Red's Kitchen. Today we'll be making French onion soup. Here's the list of ingredients. You'll need 5 or 6 yellow onions. We have here 1 stick of butter, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, a little bit of garlic powder, and 1 crushed beef bouillon, and a couple of dashes of Worcestershire sauce. You'll also need 5 cups of beef broth and 2 cups of chicken broth, 1 clove of garlic minced finely, and it's optional, but I like to use 1 carrot, and a little bit of Colavita extra virgin olive oil, and a little bit of mozzarella cheese, and 1 baguette. Begin by peeling and slicing your onions, kind of thin, but not too paper thin. You want them to stand up. I like to bite into my onion. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to turn our heat up medium high. And we're going to dump this whole stick of butter. It might seem like a lot, but when you have all those onions in there, you want it to be nice and happy. But whenever I use butter, I always like to put a little bit of olive oil in there. I just like that taste. So while we're waiting for our pan to heat up and our butter to melt just a little bit, I've preheated the oven to 400 degrees because we're going to start the onions on the stovetop first, and then we're just going to put them in the oven to brown up. Alright, so our butter is melting nicely, so we're just going to add all these onions. So like I said, this might seem like a lot for this pan, but the onions are actually going to render down and then get all nice and caramelized. So this pan is actually a good size for this. I'm going to let that cook. I'm just chopping up this carrot nice and fine like. Alright, so the onions are cooking, and we're just going to add our carrot. It's chopped, fairly small pieces. Some salt, some pepper, and some garlic powder. Give it a little bit of a stir. Don't you dare touch that. Alright, so we're going to mix this around and let it cook on medium-high, covered, for about 20 minutes. While that's cooking, we're just going to mince up our garlic. And how I get that nice waxy paper off is I just take my knife and I smash it a little. Mother of 7, I can smash real good. And you see that little end there? I always take that end off. That's the butt end. I don't like the butt end. Alright, so go ahead and just run your knife through it. So you'll see that the bottom is getting a nice toasty brown. You see that? And you're just going to keep on scraping, because all those bits at the bottom is going to make a lovely, lovely gravy. And we add our broth to that. That's that nice caramelization that you want. So look at the lovely golden brown the onions have become, and the carrots are starting to soften up and get all happy. So what we're going to do is we're now going to transfer it to the oven. So this is the point where you want to add your beef bouillon is right. That's going to help it brown up really nice in the oven. Stir that around nice and good. You also want to add that 1 clove of garlic. Mince that up. Mix it all up good. Oh, that smells lovely. So at this point, you want to cover it. If you have an oven-safe cover, that'd be great. Just crack it. I don't happen to have one, so I'm going to use tin foil. And I know this is hot, so I'm going to try not to burn myself. Now, like I said, if you have an oven-safe cover, great. Just crack it and put it in the oven. The reason why we want that little space right there is to let the steam of the onions escape so that they can brown up nice. I can just smell it's done. All right, so now we want to put our heat on the broil on the low. Take this lovely thing off. Oh, look how great. All right, so now's the time where we put that Worcestershire in. Broth. Look, see how it's bubbling up? It's exactly what you want. As soon as it comes to a bubble, then you want to turn it right down to simmer and cover it while we take the other steps. So now's the time that you want to start chopping up your, that's going to go over the top of the soup to hold the mozzarella cheese. These are perfect. So what's next is we're going to ladle these down into our ramekins. And if you don't have ramekins, then you can just use a big deep dish pie plate, okay? And then you just go ahead and lay down on top of the soup one little crust of bread. And in your deep dish pie plate, you just sort of cover the top. Don't press them down now because you want them to stay crunchy. Make a nice bed for that lovely mozzarella cheese. There, all that lovely toast. And you can use any kind of bread that you have on hand. I just happen to have a Parisian baguette, but any kind of bread will do, really. A nice crusty bread. In the oven with the ramekins first. Broil it on high, a couple minutes, just until that cheese melts. And then we'll do this. Alright, like I said, here's the ramekin and here's the pie dish. I'm going to taste test both because, just so you know how it goes. It can be done if you don't have a ramekin. And of course there's more broth and soup on the stove. Look how lovely. Beautiful, right? Let's go with the ramekin first. I always like to get a little bit of bread. All right, don't burn my mouth. I love the crunch of the bread and the melty cheese and the sweetness of the onions and the broth. Oh, it's just magic, absolute magic. It works. Good is good, baby. Good is good. Look at that. Beautiful. I got it. Got it down. Yum. Absolutely delicious.